So the HasLab Galactus is right around the corner. So Hasbro is starting to roll out some of the heralds of Galactus, and we have Firelord here. This is part of the Fantastic Four Retro Vintage Carded series of figures. Retailing for $24.99. He actually looks pretty cool, so I'm actually excited to see how he looks in hand and how he feels. I like what he comes with here. Some new pieces that we've never seen before. On the back side, we do get a read up, so in case you are interested, you can pause the video here and have a little read. Alright, so he stands about 6 3/4 inches tall, and right under 7 inches, and he is on the Sunfire body mold, which is cool. I like that body mold. He comes with a pair of fists out of the package, and then we have a pair of open grabby hands so he can grab his next accessory, which is his fire staff here, which is what he uses most of the times to project his fiery attacks. It goes through his staff rather than his hands. So that's cool. I like how this looks. I really do. This is a new piece. We've never seen it before. You can rotate the blaze on each end. Can you pop it out? I guess you could if you force it, but I don't want to force it. It doesn't seem like it's meant to pop out. But I like this a lot, you know? Very cool. And then while we're here, on the topic of liking things a lot, I really dig the head sculpt on this guy. It's fantastic in my opinion. I really love the blaze effect here, the translucent plastic they used, going from red to yellow and orange. It just looks great. This is some great work here. The face is done well. Really am digging it. It's definitely the highlight of the figure. And then you can see the rest of the torso. Got some paint on the waist, some paint on the forearms here, and going down to the shins as well. Some paint there. And then here's the back side. We got that peg hole there, and we do get pins. Of course, this is the Sunfire body, so that was expected. So his head sits on a ball jointed hinge. I really like the barbell pegs now, so I'm a little spoiled by those, just because I really like doing head tilts. You can do it a little bit on this guy. It's not too bad, but obviously on the barbell peg, you can do it a lot more. But you definitely have more range looking up with a hinged ball joint rather than a barbell. And you can look down quite a bit too. The arms are going to go forward all the way around. Essentially, if you have Sunfire, you know what to expect here. But we'll run through it real quick because we don't really get Sunfire body as much as we do like Bucky Cap or something like that. But we have been getting it quite a bit recently, so that might change. In and out, pretty high, pretty deep. We get the nice butterfly joints. We get the bicep swivels, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge, a regular hinge on both the wrist and on the fist too. Ab crunch at the torso, no loud, annoying, clicky sounds, so that's great and it's not loose. There is a waist swivel. T-jointed legs will kick forward, they go back down, in and out, pretty far. And then we have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, boot cut shin swivel, ankle hinge, ankle rocker. So standing next to Thor, this is the 80th anniversary version of Thor. He of course stands about an inch taller, maybe more. And then we'll bring in Hercules here. This is the retro vintage carded version of it. And then I'll throw in the other version that we got, part of the MCU, I think Endgame movie wave. This was the comic book figure part of that wave. And here he is next to Terrax. Yes, I did get the new Terrax super early. I know, pretty crazy how I get these things early. Actually, no. I got this figure 10 years ago. I know you may have gotten confused a little bit there, but yes, it looks exactly like the new one that's coming out probably later this year or next year, but probably later this year. And that's because it is the same thing. They just changed the paint deco on the new one. So if you have the old one, you still have a pretty badass looking Terrax if you ask me. And you may not need the new one. I was just really hoping for a brand new 100% from the ground up brand new Terrax. But we are not. I think this would have been a perfect opportunity to give us that, obviously with the HasLab Galactus coming out. But nonetheless, I digress. Here we are with the comparison. Looking pretty good. Alright, so there you have it. There's my review of the Hasbro Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Retro Carded Firelord figure. This is one of those figures that actually ended up being a lot better in hand than I was anticipating. I didn't expect it to be bad. It's just one of those figures that once you open it up and get it in hand, you're like, damn, this is actually better than I thought. You know, this is exactly one of those. This came out great. I know it's on a pinned older body mold. So with this release, I totally understand, and I'm okay with the Sunfire body mold. I have no issues at all. I think it looks great on him. And then again, as I mentioned, the head sculpt looks fantastic. The only major gripe I have is the fact that the staff is loose in his hand. I wish he would hold it a lot tighter. His hands are repurposed, but you can tell they weren't really intended for this staff specifically, so the staff hangs in there really loose. So you will have the issue where it could slide down, and then you just have to balance it to get him to hold it. Also, it's pretty heavy. It's got some weight to it, so it leans him back a few times, so you really got to balance the whole figure when you get him posed up with it, if you have it in one hand or on one side. But overall, it looks great. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, you guys let me know down below what you guys think about the figure. This just makes me more excited for the HasLab Galactus coming soon, and I can't wait to display him next to the other Heralds of Galactus along with him. And while you're down there, hit the like button if you can. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And as always, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.